Just as a quick disclaimer, this video will briefly mention suicide, so if you are struggling, please talk to somebody. Have you ever thought about how the relentless pursuit of success in our modern digitized world can lead us into an existential crisis? In this video, we are about to embark on an intellectual journey that ties the philosophy of Albert Camus, the concept of the absurd, to the maze that is the modern age quest for success. We will delve deep into the core of Albert Camus' philosophy, absurdism, a belief that emphasizes our existence in a seemingly chaotic, purposeless universe. This philosophy, birthed from the trials of the World War II era, holds a mirror to the challenges we all face today. We are all players in the great theater of the absurd, wrestling with our craving for significance in a universe that appears utterly indifferent. As we strive for success, we find ourselves caught in this profound absurdity. The 21st century, a period defined by remarkable digital progression and extensive connectivity, has ironically heightened feelings of isolation and meaninglessness. This video explores Albert Camus' view of life and draws striking parallels with our contemporary realities, offering guidance on how to tread the convoluted path to success, while acknowledging and embracing the inherent absurdity of our existence. Just like Sisyphus, we're all pushing our own boulders. Let's find out how to make the most of it. Albert Camus explored the concept of absurdism, diving deep into the philosophical exploration of the human condition, highlighting the inherent tension between the unending quest for meaning and the seemingly indifferent universe in which we exist. In his profound works, he paints a picture of the world that often feels devoid of sense or reason, leaving us to grapple with the utter futility of our existence. The central tenet of absurdism revolves around the idea that life is inherently devoid of meaning, and that attempts to find objective meaning or purpose are ultimately futile. Consider a person who, despite the challenges and uncertainties of life, is determined to find a single, universally applicable purpose for human existence. This individual might explore religious texts, philosophical doctrines, and various ideologies in search of a definitive answer to the question, what is the meaning of life? In an absurdistic framework, this quest is seen as futile because there is no overarching, objective meaning waiting to be discovered. It's a dark yet honest portrayal of our often desperate search for purpose in a world that appears to be devoid of it. One of his significant works, The Myth of Sisyphus, is a seminal exploration of these ideas. Sisyphus was the king of Ephyra, now known as Corinth, who was punished by the gods for his self-aggrandizing craftiness and deceitfulness by being compelled to roll an immense boulder up a hill, only for it to roll back down when it nears the top, repeating this action for eternity. In his narrative, Camus uses Sisyphus, the original rock and roll star, as a metaphorical representation of the human condition. His laborious task reflects our own daily struggles, the futile pursuits we undertake, the unending cycle of efforts we put in with no ultimate reward. Sisyphus serves as a metaphor for our own lives, depicting the seemingly endless toil and hardships we face, the never-ending uphill battles, and the stark realizations of our existence. His struggle is our struggle. His despair mirrors our own despair, and his resilience reflects our own resilience. Now let's delve into a chapter that most hesitate to approach, but it's essential to our understanding of Camus' philosophy, the concept of suicide. In Camus' cosmos, contemplating suicide is reminiscent of standing at the rim of a metaphorical precipice, staring into the void of insignificance. It's like navigating through the labyrinthine chapters of The Stranger at midnight, puzzling over Masol's nonchalant attitude towards his mother's death. Camus regards suicide as a tragic reaction to the absurdity of life, the ultimate philosophical capitulation. In the pursuit of success in today's world, many of us encounter this metaphorical cliff. The pressures of achieving in a fast-paced, ever-evolving society can often seem leaving us feeling lost and questioning our purpose. The disillusionment, often stemming from the futile chase of externally defined success, can feel like standing on the edge, staring into the void. Camus, however, urges us not to surrender to life's absurdity. Instead, we should revolt, we should persist. In the world of professional achievement, this translates into continuously learning, adapting, and growing in the face of adversity. It's about choosing to evolve, like an agile dancer in the ever-changing rhythm of the plague, instead of shying away from the challenges. Absurdism, as per Camus' philosophy, instructs us to manage life's uncertainties by embracing the absurd. In the context of the modern pursuit of success, this might mean accepting the unpredictability of the market trends, the whims of consumers, or the volatility of job security, and yet choosing to persevere. Accepting life's absurdity, akin to Sisyphus's plight, allows individuals to persist in the face of seemingly impossible obstacles. It's like being trapped in the precarious reality of professional competition, where the stability of your success might always be at risk, but you continue to strive, hoping not to destabilize the entire structure. This might not make you the comedic lead in a tragicomedy inspired by Camus, but it certainly makes you a resilient player in the modern game of success. Albert Camus once said, "The only way to deal with an unfree world is to become so absolutely free that your very existence is an act of rebellion." Now let's talk about the absurd hero, the ultimate rebel. The absurd hero is a character who acknowledges the absurdity of existence, the inherent contradictions and paradoxes, and instead of being crushed by them, embraces them. This hero does not seek solace in any illusion, but rather finds freedom in the face of the absurd. Imagine an absurd hero on a typical Monday morning. The alarm rings. It's time to get up for work. But instead of groaning about the impending week, the absurd hero might chuckle and say, another week of absurdity. Bring it on. This is not to say they are indifferent or passive, but they recognize the absurd, and instead of running from it, they confront it head-on. The absurd hero's resilience and acceptance of the absurd can inspire us in our own lives. They teach us to embrace the paradoxes, to find freedom in the face of the absurd, and to continue our journey with a knowing smile. It's not about denying the challenges or the monotony, but about embracing them as part of our existence and finding joy in the process. So, next time you're stuck in traffic or your coffee spills, remember the absurd hero. Embrace the absurdity, laugh it off, and keep going. Because that's what heroes do. They don't let the absurdity of existence dampen their spirit. They face it, they embrace it, and they continue their journey, finding joy in the process and freedom in their rebellion. So go ahead, be an absurd hero. Stand tall in the face of absurdity and let your very existence be an act of rebellion. As we navigate the absurdity of our 21st century lives, it's clear that Camus' concept of absurdism is more relevant than ever. From the existential dread induced by climate change to the paradoxical loneliness in our hyper-connected digital age, the absurd is all around us. If Sisyphus were alive today, he'd probably be rolling emails uphill instead of a boulder, constantly battling the never-ending influx of information and communication. But just as our absurd hero does, we too can find freedom and resilience in the face of this absurdity. Instead of being overwhelmed by the barrage of news, social media updates, and the relentless pace of modern life, we can chuckle at its absurdity. We can choose to see the humor in our situation, to take a step back and see the absurdity for what it is, a part of our existence, an inherent part of the human condition. Remember, if life gives you boulders, you're just one step away from becoming an absurd hero. Instead of feeling crushed by the weight of your challenges, embrace them, laugh at them, and keep pushing. Every email you send, every traffic jam you endure, every seemingly pointless meeting you sit through, they're all part of your own personal mythology, your own absurd journey. So, let's embrace the absurd, laugh in the face of adversity, and continue rolling our boulders. After all, we're all absurd heroes in our own right. In the grand cosmic joke that is existence, let's choose to be the ones laughing, the ones who see the absurd and choose to dance with it anyway. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of absurdism and the pursuit of success in the 21st century. We've delved into the mind of Albert Camus, examined the challenges in our modern pursuit of success, and uncovered the concept of the absurd hero. We've also observed how absurdism manifests in our contemporary world, in our daily lives, and even in our personal struggles. As we wrap up, let's remember the key points we've discussed. Absurdism isn't a philosophy of despair, but rather a call to embrace the absurd, to find freedom in the struggle, and to keep pushing our boulders uphill. The world may be chaotic and irrational, but our reaction to it is what truly matters. Instead of succumbing to despair or apathy, we can choose to laugh at the absurdity, to find joy in the struggle, and to keep rolling our boulders uphill. You too can be an absurd hero in your own right. You can find resilience in the face of adversity, freedom in the face of absurdity, and laughter in the face of the cosmic joke that is existence. So as you navigate the absurdity of your own life, remember to keep pushing your boulder. Embrace the struggle, find humor in your situation, and keep dancing with the absurd. After all, life may be absurd, but it's our absurd journey. Thank you for watching, and remember, we're all absurd heroes in our own right. Keep rolling that boulder, and let's continue to laugh in the face of absurdity.